it is. Good to see you, Steve.
Cross that over here.
Or Wesley can hold it up for us. Wesley, will you hold it up a little bit for us? Yeah, I need that door shut.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh, we want you to stand up there by it and talk about it.
All correct.
So why don't you sit up there, stand up there by it and give us a talk?
Yes.
I'm going to explain something when you ask me.
Yeah, you did.
You want me right now?
Yeah.
There's not going to be no chairs. We should have moved it back more, let me sit on the tables.
Well, now, good-looking people, my name is Steve Rollins, and I'm the man that sketched this piece of junk here, but I'm gonna try to explain it to you. Anything you want to ask me, I'll explain it to you, but I'll tell you a few things first, and then anybody wants to ask me any questions, why?
Let me ask you, is it
If
Bon
I
Air or
can answer,
Ravenscroft?
you what?
Is it Bon Air or Ravenscroft?
Bon Air.
Bon Air, okay.
You didn't live in Bon Air.
No, it's
I know that.
Ravenscroft.
But I'm gonna start. This way it looked 1926 now, not today. In 1926, on Groundhog Day, George Rollins moved from Eastland in this big house right here, 1926. But this is US 70 runs. That's the old highway. Runs from Bristol to Memphis. And this here is the bluff overlooking Blue Spring Cove. Starting over here, this is the ballpark. This is the grandstand. This is the old schoolhouse, the red schoolhouse. This is the third grade room, and this is the big room. This is the company store. This is an incline run down under the mountain to the depot down there at the railroad. They set up, there's a switch there. And everybody wants to know about the rock. This is the rock where everybody hang out. That's called the rock or the corner. The new highway took that out. This is the road goes out to Corolla Mine, goes throughout the old Bon Air. So on these other roads, just went over here and stopped. Mr. Cowden lived right here. Walter Gilbert lived here. Dr. Young, he's vice president of the company, lived right here. This is a water tank. Dan Seal, that's called the company farm, I guess. This was a small hotel. This is the big hotel, right? It's Ollie Mae run the hotel I moved there. And of course, all this is going in here, but these streets, I can about name, if I can't, Tommy can, or Bo, or Hubert Bright, or somebody here can
Can't you tell me
know
where
about
my
much
mother and
about
dad
as I do, but
About 1919.
they've not got it mine like I've got. I remember that's pretty close to. It's not on a scale of mile. It's not on a scale. It's not drove by engineer. I've had a little engineering, but all these houses, we lived in that house. We lived. Brother Tommy's house is right here. It's still here, but he's made it over now. Some of this house here, I believe, Bo's mother lives there in this house right here. So this was burnt down back in the 40s, maybe 30s.
Where was the calaboose, Mr. Rollins?
Do what?
The calaboose that they put us back
Calaboose
on.
is right there. What was the man's name? Tommy got killed in that thing?
Yeah, there was a man that got killed
The
there.
sheriff, there was a front room, and the back part was a jailhouse, and the front room was a living quarters. Somebody walked up to a window and shot him in the back,
That's right.
and he walked to the door and before he died, shot through the heart. But anyhow,
Who was it?
And they put, pardon, I might help you a little there. They brought in the bloodhounds, tried to track him down.
is that right?
And somebody in authority called them off because they knew who did the work. So they had to stop the dogs.
Well, don't you worry about that. Me, I need all the help I can get. Anything anybody can. But if anybody wants to ask any questions,
Who was it?
Who was it? Got killed? What?
Who was it who got killed?
Monk Scott.
Right on.
He was the police on that. Well, that was before I went there, back in, I don't know what year it was. The Larry man got killed on the mountain down there, that's where those Tulare Springs, and he was sheriff up there too. Some of these houses here, I think Charlie Watson lives in this house. One or two over in here, but none of these are here. None of these houses, they've been gone for years. Now this is Woodlands in here. That's the best I could do with that. I'm not an artist, but this is all new wood. This is pine thicket here out from the company store. We used to ride this incline car down when we were boys to get to haul them groceries back up to the store, and we always managed to bust a box of candy.
There was a man riding down the incline, and he had cut up trolley wire and had 2 suitcases full of trolley going to sell this copper.
Yeah.
And as he got up on the train there at the depot, Dr. Young was getting off, president or vice president of the company, and
He's vice president of the company.
and one of the suitcases came undone and spilled a lot of the copper out under the president's feet. And Dr. Young talked through his nose, kind of, you know. He said, and he used the word consequently.
That's his word. Yeah.
He said, consequently, you're fired for 99 years. You know, they used to fire him for 99 years.
Tommy was a good buddy.
Hey, William, tell them about they asked who was the first down in the United States to where he's from one time, and Roper jumped up and said, he knows, held up his head. Christy King said, who was it, Roper? He said, Dr. Young.
Yeah, Dr. Young.
I'm glad you fellas put it in, cause I don't like to get all the publicity myself, cause I've been around all over the world anyhow, and
The town's right
I've
behind.
got more honors in masonry than any man in Kentucky, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Speed, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go
My
ahead.
mother and
Yeah.
dad was Walter and Jenny Mayfield. Now, you tell me where they lived about 1919 or 1920. I think I know where it's at, but I'm
I'll
not
tell
sure.
you where they live.
Okay.
They lived in Ravens.
No, not that time they didn't.
Huh? Mayfield?
They lived at Bonaire when my oldest sister was born.
What year was it?
1919.
Walter.
You're talking before my time now, lady.
Oh, come on.
See, this is not.
You're older than I am, and I can tell you we're about to
Okay.
right along here.
Okay.
Right along here.
See, we moved here in 1926 now.
From Mason.
We moved from Eastman.
Oh,
I
well,
was
you're time in
raised these
Bonaire.
old
Okay.
houses over there. At Eastman, old mall, they about
Your time in Bonaire.
17 or 20 of them.
Yeah, almost as many as it was.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, bunch.
Jim Bohannon, and he moved to Bonaire in this house right here, down at Tommy, and back in the 40s, I guess. That's where he died.
Here in New Orleans.
It was Mr. Bohannon could sing Glory Hallelujah, and you could hear it here in Bonaire.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, Wilson's Grocery, was it here, where?
No, it said, the highway, that old highway starts, some of it starts right in front of his store, right, it's right here.
Okay,
Right in here somewhere.
okay.
Tommy lives here, and the road straight across the road from him.
Now, there was a
And
slab.
all left that old highway is from here around through here somewhere. It's still here, right down in there, but the new highway comes up here.
So where the saloon, they said there was a saloon, where was it?
Right here.
Okay. And
I don't remember the saloon though. If it did, I probably been in
do
there.
you have Spearmint Cottage on here? Do you remember much about that?
Cottage.
Spearmint Cottage with the Wrigley.
That was out, that wasn't in Bonner, it was on out here somewhere. It was out, that was that's where the officials and all lived. That's out there where the Rimrock Mesa.
Right. That was when Wrigley bought a big interest in the Tennessee Product Corporation. And out at the top of the mountain at Rimrock Mesa, 1895, my mother and several other girls walked from Bonaire School, right there, where Bonaire School is, out to the top of the mountain and waited on the tables there where all the company
Well, they had a big
officials.
dining room out there, that's the company.
So they waited on these tables and then they washed dishes for 25 cents a week. And I said, Mother, what could you buy with 25 cents? And she said, we girls were dressed better than anybody at 25 cents a week. You could buy a pattern of calico for 25 cents. And this lady made all their dresses for them.
Charlie? What about the,
What
now
year
this
was that?
is Bonaire now, it's
Pardon?
Ravenscroft Mines.
What year?
1895.
Anybody wants to ask any question about the Ravenscroft Mines, I worked in there and I can tell you about it if you want to know, but this is out of
Yeah.
Bonaire. You want to know about Bonaire, Ravenscroft, it was, Ravenscroft last shut down, it shut down,
36.
and Eastern shut down about 25. And Cliff the same time, and Bonaire shut down in 24,
Yeah.
I believe.
What years did you work in the mine
Do
at
I?
Ravenscroft? What years did you work?
From 1930 to 36, I was working there when it shut down.
Did you go on strike with them?
I sure did.
Foolish question.
If I hadn't wouldn't have been here, if you don't go on strike, when they go on strike, they run you out of town now. I've been in, well, I've worked in, I left here in 36 after it shut down and went to Kentucky. I didn't get no job working in West Virginia in 37, and I've been in Kentucky since then. But, I've not been to coal mine for a long time.
What was your job?
I'd like to make a little comment about the union.
What?
I'd like to make a little comment about the union.
Well, I can tell you a lot about the union, just wait just a minute.
Okay.
But, only mines I ever worked in didn't have a union was Ravenscroft, and that was before 33. We organized in 1933 out in the park outside of the company store at Ravenscroft. But all the other mines I worked in were union mines.
Right,
And,
right.
and I got my dues paid up then.
Right, I have mine too.
You want to ask me anything else?
We will.
Well, okay. Well, anybody ask me anything they want to, but if I can't answer it, why,
Somebody.
it won't make me blush because I've stood in front of thousands of people that it don't bother me nor a bit. I've got a little education and listen. I was a mine rescue man for 10 years. I've been under fire lots of times in bad mines. I've been in 3 foot of my buddy with a line leading it from the outside, and I couldn't even see him. But I had an oxygen mask on with a tank of oxygen on my back, fighting a big fire. But well, that's out of the question.
Leon Shales here that was born in Miss Lambert's house.
Do what, hold you?
Leon Shales, he was born in Miss Lambert's house there.
Now left this son.
I left his son.
Yeah, they was some.
He stayed in the Army 32 years.
Yeah, they was some shells lived here. Riley Johnson lived there. We moved there, but they was some shells. I'd like to talk some about the old philosophers lived in Bonaire back in like Bill Fraser.
Yeah, well, I'm with.
Lived right there. I could sit and talk to him all day, and he'd keep you laughing all day. Billy Hodge
Yeah, Bill.
lived right there. Billy said he walked up the mountain one day and he seen the awfulest wreck I ever seen in my life come up the compass door. He said there was 2 got killed and 1 got knocked conscious as hell.
Yeah, right.
Sorry about that language.
Speed, I'd like to say something in behalf of
Go right
organized.
on, go right on, go right on. I'm not.
In behalf of organized labor in this area. Now, it's been said that the union shut the mountain down. That is far from the truth. Now, in 1900, they built the coke ovens at Eastland. My daddy went across from Ravenscroft and 2 company wagons, he and my mother, and he was to lay up the track in the first mines at the coke ovens, and they was going to coke coal and sell it to northeast, south, and west. And after they got in there, the outside cropping of the coal was coke. But after they got in there and hit the sulfur balls and all, it wasn't coke.
That's absolutely the fact if you're told.
So they dropped the first $1 million. It cost $1 million to build the coke ovens. And they had bad management from the beginning, from the history, from 1900 to well, they had good management, good and bad, but they claimed that the union shut them down, but it was far from the truth. It was their bad management. Is that right?
Well, I know there's nobody in here that I want to hurt their feelings what I'm going to say. I don't believe there's a man that works at Ravenscroft was ashamed to shut down. I believe they're glad to shut down. That was the hardest place I ever worked in my life.
Ravenscroft?
Ravenscroft was a dog hole, if you want. That's what they call these bad mines, and they didn't have. As he said, I ain't saying it in front of nobody that's going to hurt the feelings. It was bad management, but now listen, back then, I guess it was hard to get good management. You had to pick the man from the face to do the managing.
Right.
You couldn't pick him outside because outside man couldn't manage inside of the mine. But well, I'll tell you what reason I know about this some of this stuff. I wasn't in the union all my life. I was a mine foreman and worked with the engineers, and I was mine foreman for 18 years.
Right.
Even the general mine foreman of a place, Wheelwright, where I worked. There was 2,100 men worked there at one time, and I was also the financial secretary, the treasurer, and that all them men working there at that time. Now that's the worst job I ever had in my life.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it kept me busier than being a foreman. But that's not here. You're not interested in somewhere Wheelwright or where I live or where my bulldog wires from and places like that. I know you're interested in Bonner or Ravenscroft or Eastland. Me and that boy, not him and Tommy probably, but his older brothers went to school together at
Eastland.
and I was
At Eastland.
from West Virginia. His brother got married while I was there.
Yeah.
Mr. Green said that you'd have married that gal that Les hadn't been here, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Charlie, I said, well, I don't know. I wasn't ready to get married back then. No, man. Les a little older than me, and he's younger now. But they was Les, Lewis, Quill, and well, I can't think of them all. Anybody got another question?
Why was Ravenscroft a bad place to work?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Hubert, you.
Ask him again.
He said it was bad management.
And
Bad
well,
management. But why was Ravenscroft a bad mine? Why was it a dog hole?
well, to start with, it was a shaft mine. And when you got down in there, you had bad air. And you had to drill that coal with a jackhammer to shoot it from a solid. And it's full of jack rocks. That's a rock big as that takes 3 men to turn it over.
Yeah.
Now, it was jack, you couldn't touch it with it. You had to drill behind it and shoot it out. And you had to pay about $3 or $4 for a case of powder. And you might get $5 worth of coal out of a case of powder. water, and that's,
So it was costing you
and
money.
listen, you're working on a water hole, and you wouldn't have made, you're working for starving death wages now. I worked
At that
$1.65 in that mine, in that Ravenscroft mine. And I could tell you anything you want to know about that mine. Heck, I've worked in some good mines. I wouldn't work in a bad mine myself, because after I learned about mining, and I was a mine rescue man for 10 years, I learned a lot of stuff that, other men that they didn't know about. But I don't want to say too much about that mine, because it's a bad management thing, because somebody might see that film, and my daddy
I
was,
still live up
my
there.
daddy
You
was
don't
a
say too
man.
much.
Do what?
I still live up there, you don't want to say too much.
Well, I
I'm
ain't saying
teasing.
about
But we do need,
down, it was the mines I'm
I'm
talking about,
teasing.
you didn't live in that mine.
but we do need different
Yeah.
accounts. I mean, and we do need different people's versions of it.
Do what?
We do need, like, your story documented, just like we need management's story documented, because it's not.
Just as I said, it was full of water. Every place you had, every man in there wore rubber boots. And you had to push your car up in the room and load it and push it back out. They didn't have no, we call them hoist on motors back then. If you couldn't push it out, you had to go get your buddy and help you push it out, or push it in there. And the last place I had took 4 men to put a ton and a half bar up in it. And that wasn't easy. And, well, I guess one thing made it bad was back then when today you do everything with a machine. And well, you done it. You loaded the oil with a shovel back in them days, and you might wait for a half a day before you got a car after you shot your, well, you shot your coal down the day before. You shot the black powder. When you shot your coal, you caught the man for him to come outside, because that black powder you couldn't stay in there after you shot that.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah, I do.
Tell us about that.
I'll tell you about them. Them old cars had a hook on the side of them, and sometimes a nail drove in the side of it. And when you loaded your car, your number was 940 or 27 or 31 or whatever it was. You loaded that, you put that check on your car. And when it come up that shaft, there's a check weighman there. He knowed whose car that was. He wrote down Charlie Rollins or George Rollins or Jim Bohannon or whoever it was, and hung that check on the board here. And the next morning you picked it up and took it back to mine with you. And
That's how you got paid.
I've loaded cars in West Virginia and hung a check on them and couldn't see the car, and the smoke was over me. And if I'm lying, I'm but now they was other tough mines. I mean, these mines today, if I was a young man, I wouldn't go in them, not inside them. And you hear these explosions, and that boy right there can tell you more about coal mining than anybody here, because he works in one, and he makes more money while he's eating dinner than I made in 2 days at Ravenscroft.
When was the first explosion at Bon Air? My father was in the explosion.
I don't know, but over here at down in Lake City, that big explosion, a man told me that lives in Kentucky. He said, Speed, you ought to visit that cemetery at Lake City. What's the name of that big mine blown up over there? There's over 100 men killed in it. He said, now you've read about and heard about boys working in the mines. That cemetery, all them men buried there. 11, 12-year-olds,
Right.
13 boys. Now I was 16 when I was in the mines, and I wasn't a man, but I wouldn't, I wouldn't want to in there and live here.
No way ahead of the company. I paid $2 a shift down there when I was in my mind.
Uncle Tom, and Murray and Francis. Murray and Francis was about 15 or 16 when they shut Ravenscroft down. They was working.
Who was it?
Tom Gillum, your Uncle Tom, my Uncle Tom.
John Gillum. John wasn't working there.
Tom.
Uncle Tom was working there.
Yeah, and Merv Francis, the oldest boy, working with him.
No, he wasn't.
Loading coal right in there with him.
You mean Uncle Tom boy working at Ravenscroft Farm?
Yes, sir, Merv Francis. Sure did.
No, little Murray Francis did it, Tony.
Okay,
I swear he didn't, brother.
okay.
I know he didn't. That boy's first cousin of mine.
He's first cousin mine.
That's
Yeah.
just me and you
All
fighting.
right. Okay.
Corolla, do you know anything about Corolla? Was there a bathhouse?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They didn't have a bathhouse. And that's only mine here that had a bathhouse.
I heard Ravenscroft had like a shanty
Frank.
where
We
they could go in
had
the tubs.
some old
Merv Francis.
shack built out there and we had a stove with a smokestack. We got our fire out of
He
the
said
boiler
Merv
room
Francis
and
didn't
got our
work
water out of the bathhouse, back in a
He didn't work long, but he worked some.
tub.
In
I mean,
Ravenscroft.
a wash tub.
In Ravenscroft, yeah. When I heard the whistle, we heard that there was a whistle that blew at 4. 4 in the morning. I thought it was to get the miners up, but somebody told me if 4 whistles blew, that they had work that day, and if 1 whistle blew, it meant there was no work. Remember that? Is that right?
Well, I've heard talk of them whistles, but I don't think Ravenscroft had one of them whistles. I don't think he did. Somebody made a remark the other day that people would hear that whistle from Bonaire from Ravenscroft, that they'd work the next day, but I don't think that's so good. I think it is.
They blew it. They blew it. Old Doc Young kept blowing it. When the man was out on strike, he kept blowing it for about a week there, you know. And he told them how many times that he would blow the whistle, and then if they didn't go back to work, he would dismantle the mines. And so,
I don't remember them having a whistle.
at Ravenscroft,
Right.
yeah.
I was told they did.
I don't
Had a
remember no
whistle.
whistle.
In fact, somebody
More than
told
one
me that
person has
lived in
told us
Bon
that.
Air said they heard the whistle, like when Red Black got killed, they could hear the whistle go all the way when he got killed from Bon Air to Ravenscroft.
I was working in there when Red Black got killed. I know the man well. It was a freak accident. He was killed with a piece of rock. The man tried to pull that rock down with a sleep bar. He couldn't pull it down, and he walked under it for some reason, and the thing fell after he got under it. It was what based it flat. Now I've lifted rock off of men in the mine myself. I know the feeling. It's a mighty bad feeling. It's everything just like Ernie Powell said. It's just as quiet as it can be. Nobody says a word. And I've worked with men trapped behind big rock falls to get them out alive. I've worked it. Well, anyhow, listen. I'm mighty proud that you just like my picture, and that's first I paint, been a painting and drawing. I'm not an artist. I do it just for the pleasure, and it's more relaxation about it. This tickles me to death. If somebody likes it, and it tickles. Tommy's got one of them, and it takes you 3 or 4 weeks to put them with old woman that had no kitchen table working with it. Well, I guess that's about all
We
we can say about
appreciate you
that
talking
thing. If there's anybody else, listen, anytime anything comes up, you want to know anything about that, ask Tommy Rollins. He can tell you anything about it. And Martha can too.
Yeah.
Jim was her husband.
Well,
I appreciate you talking to us. We
well,
loved it.
I'm glad to be here.
In other words, he had a slingshot too.
Well, you know, those things are, but they could have sent them to call him. And Vernon, my dad was just a piece, and they said, come in.
What's that? Something of wine. Transporting wine. Raymond England and Willie Selby had some in the car.
Uncle Jim called him and say he called him.
He didn't quit till he did.
I've seen Wesley
Disorderly
Davis's name in here, I'm into.
Disorderly conduct, that's the first one I've seen on that.
Albert Lawson, Albert Lawson. Alvin, is that? There's George Belkey of the bakery. Jess Lee, was that the one that died the other day?
Don't you lay this on a chair?
My back was giving out.
I hear every so often that poor Dr. Young worked at Benedict.
You turn the money over to me probably.
I wondered what they did with the money.
I guess they have to pay for the, and at Ravenscroft, the miners paid, I don't know where this is on that, I don't know, but they held so much out of their paycheck every 2 weeks. Yes, it was on 2 weeks. To pay extra to the
You wait to take
school,
pictures of this?
extra to the school teachers. That's reasonable.
Well, I saw on the sign back there where they kept up their own schools. I mean, like Ravenscroft, they took so much out of their paycheck.
It was supplemented, the county paid
It's
so much,
supplement-
and then
it's
the miners supplemented the
Oh, is that
teacher's
the way they
salary,
use
so teachers on the mountain got paid more than teachers in
They did, and
Sparta.
they was always, they're supposed to be.
Did
Better
you all know
teachers.
there was a black school up here at one time?
Yeah.
And
I just
some
wondered if
schools
they knew
ran
that.
longer than others. Some only ran about 5 months, others ran
Yeah,
7.
now, but the ones up here on the mountain were 9-month schools, the way that they talked because of the minor supplement.
And then another thing, they didn't farm, and during what you had that, you had to take the
Because the
kids
miner's
out to-
going on.
I saw Edna back there, and I told her that I'd seen these books and that my brother's name was in there, and she said she guessed Lewis's is in there. He was always drunk.
He was
Fighting that
fighting,
time.
he was fighting with
Ronald
Ronald Angel and, that's the same time, they got him on public drunkenness too. But they were fighting apparently because you could tell when it was written the same day.
Well, there's a bunch of angels down through there.
There's a Haggard Angel, fighting and drunk, all the same time.
Fine as Perry.
Miss, what's her name is, principal, my names just don't get off my tongue. She told me, and I believe it was Chesney Alta-Selby. Remember Alta-Selby, don't you?
Yep.
And some of the rest of them I forgot. And I believe she said she was kin to Burgesses. Lived over at the Creek. They that one just goes to wherever the mine's going to begin. So I guess that.
Well, now, there's some in here with where your dad was doing cases too.
Well, I didn't see that. I thought,
Because I hadn't seen this book right here, and I found it in this one right here, I think.
well, I didn't. I thought that was.
There's my brother. Yeah, I have too, because that's my brother right there. Public
What is it
drunkenness.
on?
That's 1933.
He and Wesley Davis must have been out the
They're still, they do run together.
Well, that's profanity.
Herschel Angel got drunk and resisted arrest both.
That's a major crime.
Yeah. Still only $5 though, they got fined 15. We thought it was funny, the levels of the fines. Being drunk got fined more than anything else, even fighting.
Well, I know, that's one of the things that
This
Mr.
one
Blackett
wasn't
told
familiar
us.
to me. I've seen that one, I
They
know.
only got
Interviewed him.
fined $5 for fighting, but 15 for being drunk.
I have seen this too.
$5 for resisting arrest.
Books are there. Miss Pauline's.
That's 22.
I didn't know. I was wanting to know where these books came from.
They're hers. I kept some of them at my house a long time. You'd enjoy looking at them, even if you don't know them. But most of them I've heard about, you know.
Well, this is a little different the way this is.
Yeah, and I never could figure out what all these numbers were for.
There's 422.
Those may be account books.
This is where they had their meetings, that the board.
Oh, that's
So
right.
it's
They've
their
had their
minutes.
meetings.
That's their minutes.
Yeah.
At this one, in 1920, Dr. Hutton wasn't there yet. It goes on further over in there.
You can tell they used a really,
Right here says No, they
Excuse me,
did
Mother,
that.
who would H.T. Dodson have been?
That was,
I don't think he was there in 20.
Yeah, Ravenscroft.
Mayor, yeah, that's it.
As
He's
a
the
JP.
mayor.
Yeah.
Eli Lynn. That's where they had.
Oh, here are their ordinances.
Yeah, I saw that in there.
The town of Ravenscroft.
And guess who the plaintiff was in each case? The corporation.
The corporation every time.
Well, that's.
Well, see, because it was
That's
a
who
company
hired-
town.
that's
They
who
hired the sheriff,
The
and that's right.
Vernon Hutton Mayor. We live, me and my husband lives in the house where the doctor lived in Ravenscroft.
That's where they. Look, they had
That's neat.
rules to go by.
It's Bonaire. The town of Bonaire. Mr. Rollins made it. He gave it to the school.
These are her books. These were made at Ravenscroft. And
To
they had-
protect
this is their
shade and
meetings,
ornamental
their,
trees.
Board meetings they had. Dr.
And you
Hutton
know,
was
How about
You know,
the ordinance that,
Bon Air was
any
the one
person
way
who shall
over there
cut,
was named
move,
after
stand,
Harry
stop
Burnett.
under, or in any way damage any shade or ornamental tree, or shall deface any public or private building within the corporation limits of Ravenscroft, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor and upon conviction thereof before the recorder, shall be fined not less than $1 nor more than $5 and the cost of
See,
suit
that's
for
how-
every
that-
offense.
That's how we got these.
In other words, don't tie your horse under somebody else's tree.
That's
Pauline, I
how,
may have asked you this before, but who was the doctor before Dr. Hutton was?
There was a younger doctor now, because he's making a little speech down here today. Yeah, this little boy in this play, he's right cute, that's where I learned this out now.
To prevent throwing stones, sticks, etc. within the corporate limit. You couldn't throw rocks. You found somebody who did, got fined.
but he was a medical doctor, so Dr. Young.
This is an interesting.
Yeah, he started out as a mine, and he consolidated the mines. They give us a little history on
Yeah,
this.
now that, Mr. Black told me about this one.
But within the view of any person within the corporate limits, if they didn't see you, they couldn't
He's
hit
over
you.
here.
Yeah.
I believe he was in
Charlie Ravenscroft?
Oh,
I wasn't existing, I'll have you know.
Porter's name's in there.
Miss Walker, look at me, I ain't no granny now. No, far from it. No, I'll take that back, I am.
For speeding.
Speeding in what?
In
Yeah,
Ravenscroft,
what
the
was it like?
speed limit was what,
12
miles an hour. This is in 1925. I wonder how fast they could go.
That was it, 12 miles an hour, I think, was as fast as they could go.
Somebody made it. Charlie.
How did they
Cobble,
measure it?
George
I
Howell.
mean, somebody had to know that they were going too fast.
Well, I don't know how to
Hewitt
do that.
Morgan. Well, I guess it was the arresting officer's judgment.
Yeah.
If he thought they were going too fast, they were.
They were.
How could you fight?
Say you could.
Well, I've just seen the
I
two
just think
books.
that the
I think it's
corporation
this
is
one and
the
this one that I've seen.
plaintiff every
I
time.
evidently have not seen that one.
I don't, it must not be much.
The court cases in there, I went through them.
State of here.
No, I haven't seen this
I
one.
don't know what this is. Yeah, they're trying to do something.
There's your grandpa, Eli Williams. He was up there in high society, girl.
What was grandpa?
He was,
There's Dave and Uncle Dave.
Dave Williams, Eli Williams, they were the aldermen.
This is,
I believe at one time maybe
These are
he
court
might have been the
cases.
mayor.
Here's a court case. Uncle Dave was
And it tells you what page to find it on.
This is the index.
President Dave Williams.
Versus various parties. Bonaire versus
There's a lot of these big
it don't seem to me like there's much together.
I don't know.
Aren't you good? They just arresting officers. But I don't see that.
They didn't fill out.
She's, they did that She's got her.
Oh, this is plaintiff.
She's got signatures.
They're suing each other, aren't they?
Yeah, but all they've got is the plaintiff index. They don't have the defendant index.
She showed me a picture. She's right by there.
So all you've got is who brought the case. You want to find out who got the case brought against them, you just have to read every page.
Daddy's got his face figures. Daddy.
See what we found.
met when I was 14.
We had to,
Those are pages.
they come here before they had their election.
They come to Jackie's about 2:30
Yesterday, they had supper, and we spent all evening up on the hill with Jackie's. We had a big time.
Where's Jackie live?
She lives in
Neil Teeman, or
company.
Brandon, C.H. Payne,
See, there's no-
Asa Meehan. His
Well,
name is in the picture.
That's the thing.
Yeah, this is just the
Bobby
index.
Stevens.
Well, see here, then it comes in
Now,
with
that's,
more.
was the old post office.
State of Tennessee versus all these pages. So what have they done?
Oh, no.
I've been basically on them. And you're talking so soft, I don't think.
Well, you're not going to get it.
All sections. Daddy's books and little fire.
I told him this long time ago, and he said, I still haven't seen it.
Hollis said, you know what I did to my dad? So I told him this.